We've misunderstood fasting for centuries. Fasting was never about food, not in Sanatan Dharma, not in Islam, not in Christianity. What if I told you we kept the ritual but lost the meaning? Today we fast, but our eyes are on the time, not on God. We fast, but we overeat at night. We fast, but we don't transform. So the real question is, did our ancestors ask us to stop eating, or did they ask us to rise above ourselves? Let's begin where it all began. The scriptures. We will explore them one by one, because religions may take different routes, but they are all trying to shape the same thing. A disciplined, conscious, awakened human being. In Sanatan Dharma, fasting is deeply woven into spiritual discipline. On Ekadashi, devotees avoid grains to purify the system and sharpen awareness. During Mahashivaratri, people fast and remain awake through the night, not to punish the body, but to prevent consciousness from slipping into unconscious routine. The word upvas itself doesn't mean starvation. Up means near. Vas means to stay. Upvas means to stay near the divine. Fasting in Ramadan trains a person to be selfless, disciplined, and mindful in every moment. Each wave of hunger becomes an opportunity to remember. Each moment of thirst becomes a moment of surrender. And when remembrance becomes continuous, consciousness heightens. The body becomes quieter, so the soul becomes louder. That is the essence of fasting. Not deprivation, but elevation. And in Christianity, before beginning his mission, Jesus Christ fasted for 40 days in the wilderness. 40 days of isolation, clarity, resistance to temptation. Not for weight loss, not for ritual display, but for spiritual alignment. 3 faiths, 3 different cultures, 1 universal instruction: control the body to awaken the soul. Now let's understand the science behind this ancient wisdom. Digestion consumes enormous energy. Every time you eat, your body diverts blood flow, hormones, and neural signals toward processing food. It is a heavy internal activity. But when you fast, something remarkable happens. Insulin levels drop. The body begins using stored energy. Cellular repair mechanisms activate. In modern biology, this process is called autophagy, a deep cleansing at the cellular level. Inflammation reduces. Mental clarity increases. Ancient sages did not have laboratories, but they had observation. They noticed that when the stomach is light, the mind is sharp. Meditation deepens. Prayer intensifies. Thoughts slow down. The energy that usually moves downward for digestion begins to rise upward toward awareness. Yogic traditions describe prana moving upward during fasting. Neuroscience speaks of heightened focus and alertness during caloric restriction. Different vocabulary, same truth. Fasting is not depletion, it is redirection. But here is where things become uncomfortable. Somewhere along the way, we turned fasting into feasting. In many homes, Upvas has become a special menu day. Fried sabudana, potatoes cooked in excess ghee, sweets labeled fasting food, fruit cream, endless cups of tea. Technically no grains, but more calories than a normal day. During Ramadan, the entire day is discipline. But when sunset arrives, the table overflows. Fried snacks, heavy meals, sugary drinks, food stretching late into the night until sehri. And then during the day, someone says, "I'm fasting, I'm feeling weak and irritated. Don't talk to me right now." Or, during a Hindu fast, someone complains of headache, and immediately a relative will reach for juice or fruit to overcome the situation. If fasting increases anger, something is misunderstood. Fasting was meant to build patience. If irritation increases, it means the ego is resisting control. Hunger is exposing attachment, and instead of observing it, we react to it. If you fast from food but feast on anger, you miss the purpose. If you avoid grains but consume gossip, you miss the purpose. If you starve your body but feed your ego, you miss the purpose. Because fasting was never about changing your plate, it was about changing your state. When done correctly, fasting makes you softer, not shorter in temper, calmer, not reactive, more compassionate, not self-centered. Hunger humbles you. It reminds you that food is a blessing, not a guarantee. It builds empathy for those who do not choose to fast, but are forced into it by circumstance. And here is the deeper spiritual secret that very few people speak about. When you do not eat, the body is not busy digesting. The system becomes lighter. Energy begins to rise. This is the time for prayer. This is the time for reflection. This is the time to feel grateful. This is the moment when connection with the Supreme becomes easier, not harder. But instead of using that upward moving energy for meditation, we use it for scrolling. Instead of silence, we choose distraction. Instead of gratitude, we wait impatiently for the clock to strike sunset. Real fasting is simple. Eat light. Break your fast gently. Reduce stimulation. Speak less. React less. Pray more. Reflect more. Give more. Let your hunger remind you of humility. If by the end of your fast you are calmer than you were at the beginning, it worked. If you are more aggressive, more restless, more indulgent, then it became a dietary exercise, not a spiritual one. Our scriptures were never written for convenience. They were written for transformation. Fasting is a spiritual technology preserved across civilizations. But any technology misused loses its power. Maybe it is time we stop asking, what can I eat during fasting? And start asking, what should I remove from myself during fasting? Remove anger. Remove pride. Remove excess. Remove noise. Remove ego. Because the real hunger was never in the stomach, it was in the soul. So the next time you fast, don't just skip a meal, rise above yourself. And let fasting become what it was always meant to be. Not a ritual performed for tradition, but a revolution performed within. Share this with your friends and family, because our purpose is not just to fast, but to awaken, to enlighten, and to rediscover the true meaning of spirituality.